Today we are talking about finding the equation of a line given a point and a slope. Now, we're going to talk about a new form, how we can represent the equation of a line. We know what we're really used to is the slope-intercept form, which was y equals mx plus b. All right? Remember this. We know that x is the input value, y is the output value. So we'll always have x and y here. We know m is the slope. We know b is the y-intercept. Now we want to use this formula for graphing and also for given the point, or for given the slope and a y-intercept. Very easy form to use. We do it a lot with math. There is another form, the point-slope form. Now we use the point-slope form when we are given a point and a slope. It makes it really easy to write. This is the equation. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. You want to write this formula down. We're going to be using this formula throughout this section and then converting it to that, so we might be able to graph it. Now the variables, the x is still the input, the y is still the output, the m is still the slope. Nothing changes here. What does change is the x1 and y1. This is from the point given. This is where we plug those numbers into the x value and the y value here. So when we're looking at evaluating and using the point-slope form, we're putting a number in there, our slope there, and our other x value there. And we're going to work on some problems now. If you need to, stop the video to make sure you get this information down. Now, the points, we're going to go over two problems, and I'm going to let you do two problems. So the first problem from your notes is we're going to let m equal 3 passing through the point 2, -1. Now, we're given a slope, we're given a point. Therefore, we want to use a point-slope form. So I'm going to write it out just so we can see it. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. The y and the x stay the same. Again, we're filling in our point, we're filling in our slope. So the first part about solving this is simply filling in the information we're given. We know what formula we want to use, we know the information, fill it in. Our y1 value is -1. Our slope, we said, was 3, and our x value was 2. Now notice, this was minus a negative. We need to change this. Minus a negative becomes y plus 1. There's our formula. If someone was to tell you, give me an equation, we can leave it like this. All right? There's our point-slope formula. But we may want to graph this. In most cases, we want to be able to graph this. So, we're going to solve for y. Whenever you see parentheses, solve the parentheses first by distributing. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times -2 is -6. Just like we did when we solved equations. We'll deal with the parentheses first. Now, let's get y by itself. And your opposite. Y equals 3x minus 7. And we are done. We plugged it in. Changed, if we saw minus a negative, changed it to addition. And then we changed it from point-slope form to our slope-intercept form, the y equals mx plus b. Here's problem B we'll go over. And I'll leave problem A there so we can compare it. Here our slope is 1/4. passing through the point 12, comma 5. And I know it's y minus, and it's x minus. We have to fill in our 3 spots, just like we did over here. Our slope was 1/4. The 1/4 there. Our y1 value. Remember, the y1 is the second number here, minus 5. The x value is 12. So I plugged in what was there in blue. Now there's no minus negatives. There's our equation. We didn't have to worry about any negatives because both these numbers were positive. There's our equation in point slope form. Now when we convert it, we want to distribute again. So it stays y minus 5. 1/4 times x is just 1/4 x. And 1/4 times negative 12, it will be a negative number. And that number is 3. If you do struggle with your fractions, go 1 divided by 4 times negative 12. You will see that it's negative 3. Add your opposite, just like we did here. Plus 5, plus 5. Here's our equation in y equals mx plus b, or slope-intercept form. Y equals 1/4 x plus 2. Both of these we can easily graph. We can start this, for instance, at 2, and then our slope we count up 1/4. Put a dot. There's our line. A little bit easier than maybe graphing it using that information. Okay? Now I want you to try these two on your own. Problem C. M equals negative 1/2, passing through the point 6, comma 3. And letter D. M equals negative 1/3, passing through the point 9, comma 2. Go ahead and try those two on your own. And we'll go over them after the video, after you watch this. Okay. We will pick up the next section on the next video.